It was Monday morning and I stepped into the crowded elevator with a hot coffee in my hand. I tried to shake off the weekend fog and prepare for another busy week. As the doors closed, I noticed someone standing right next to me, our company's CEO, Mr. Thompson. My heart started to race. I had been working on a revolutionary project for months, and this could be my only chance to pitch it directly to him. The elevator began its slow ascent. 15 floors. That's all the time I had. Do I take the risk and speak up, potentially changing the course of my career, or do I stay silent, letting this golden opportunity slip away? As the elevator moved past the second floor, I felt a mix of excitement and fear. I had always dreamed of speaking to Mr. Thompson about my idea, but now that the moment was here, I wasn't sure if I could do it. My throat felt dry, and the coffee suddenly seemed heavy in my hand. I glanced around at the other people in the elevator. Most of them were staring at their phones or looking up at the floor numbers. No one seemed to notice my inner turmoil. I took a deep breath and tried to calm myself. This was my chance, and I couldn't let it pass by. The elevator dinged as we passed the third floor. I glanced at Mr. Thompson, who was casually checking his watch. It was now or never. I took another deep breath and opened my mouth, but no words came out. My heart was pounding so loudly that I was sure everyone could hear it. "Excuse me, sir," I finally managed to say. My voice was shakier than I had hoped. Mr. Thompson looked up from his watch and gave me a curious look. "I have an idea that I think could transform our company." Mr. Thompson raised an eyebrow. "Really? We still have a few floors to go. Let's hear it." His words gave me a boost of confidence. I straightened up and began to explain my project. I talked about the new technology I had been developing, how it could increase our efficiency and reduce costs. As I spoke, I noticed some of the other people in the elevator were now listening too. I felt the weight of their eyes on me, but I focused on Mr. Thompson. "Imagine," I said, "if we could streamline our production process using an automated system that adapts in real time to changes in demand. This technology could save us millions in operational costs and significantly increase our output." By the time we reached the 10th floor, I had finished my pitch. There was a brief silence as Mr. Thompson considered what I had said. The elevator continued its ascent, and I could feel the tension building inside me. "That's very interesting," Mr. Thompson finally said. "I'd like to hear more about it. Can you send me a detailed proposal by the end of the week?" Relief washed over me. "Yes, sir. I'll have it on your desk by Friday." The elevator dinged as we reached the 15th floor. Mr. Thompson stepped out, followed by a few others. I stood there for a moment, trying to process what had just happened. I had done it. I had taken the risk and pitched my idea to the CEO. As I walked to my desk, I felt a mix of emotions: relief, excitement, and a bit of disbelief. My colleagues noticed the smile on my face and asked what had happened. I told them about the elevator pitch, and they congratulated me. It felt good to have their support. The rest of the week flew by as I worked on my proposal. I spent long hours perfecting every detail, making sure it was clear and compelling. By Friday, I was exhausted but proud of what I had accomplished. I printed out the proposal and placed it in a folder. As I walked to Mr. Thompson's office, I felt a mixture of nerves and excitement. I handed the folder to his assistant, who promised to deliver it to him. The next few days were nerve-wracking. I kept wondering if Mr. Thompson had read my proposal and what he thought of it. I tried to focus on my other tasks, but it was hard to concentrate. Finally, on Wednesday, I received an email from Mr. Thompson's office. He wanted to meet with me to discuss my project in more detail. My heart skipped a beat as I read the email. This was the opportunity I had been waiting for. The meeting was scheduled for Thursday afternoon. I arrived early and waited in the lobby, my nerves on edge. When Mr. Thompson's assistant called my name, I took a deep breath and walked into his office. Mr. Thompson greeted me with a smile and motioned for me to sit down. "I read your proposal," he said, "and I have to say, I'm impressed. I think your idea has a lot of potential." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Mr. Thompson asked me a few more questions about my project, and I answered them as best as I could. He seemed genuinely interested and asked for more details. By the end of the meeting, Mr. Thompson had decided to move forward with my project. He assigned me a team, and gave me the resources I needed to develop the technology further. I walked out of his office feeling like I was on top of the world. In the weeks that followed, I worked hard with my new team to bring my project to life. It wasn't always easy, but I was passionate about my work and determined to succeed. The elevator pitch had changed the course of my career, and I was grateful for the opportunity. My team and I faced many challenges. We had to refine the technology, test it in various scenarios, and make sure it integrated smoothly with our existing systems. There were late nights and stressful moments, but we persevered. Working closely with my team allowed me to build strong relationships with my colleagues. I learned a lot from them, and they learned from me. We shared ideas, solved problems together, and celebrated our successes. It was a collaborative effort, and I felt proud to be part of such a dedicated group. During this time, I also had more interactions with Mr. Thompson. He would occasionally check in on our progress and offer his support. I appreciated his involvement and his belief in my project. It motivated me to work even harder. After months of hard work, we were finally ready to launch the new technology. The company organized a big event to showcase our innovation. Mr. Thompson invited key stakeholders, clients, and the media to attend. I was nervous, but excited. This was the moment we had all been working towards. I gave a presentation, explaining how the technology worked and the benefits it would bring to the company. My team demonstrated the system in action, showing its efficiency and adaptability. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Our guests were impressed, and the media coverage was excellent. It was a proud moment for all of us. Mr. Thompson congratulated us on our success and emphasized how this innovation would position our company as a leader in the industry. In the days following the launch, I had time to reflect on my journey. The elevator pitch had been a turning point in my career, but it was only the beginning. Taking that risk had opened doors and given me opportunities I had never imagined. I realized how important it was to seize opportunities when they arise. If I hadn't spoken up in that elevator, I might still be working on my project in the shadows. Taking risks can be scary, but sometimes they lead to the greatest rewards. Inspired by my experience, I decided to mentor other employees who had innovative ideas. I wanted to help them overcome their fears and take chances. I organized workshops and one-on-one sessions to guide them through the process of developing and pitching their ideas. It was fulfilling to see others succeed and to know that I had played a part in their journey. The company began to foster a culture of innovation, where employees felt encouraged to share their ideas and take risks. Looking back, I realized how important it was to seize opportunities when they arise. If I hadn't spoken up in that elevator, I might still be working on my project in the shadows. Taking risks can be scary, but sometimes they lead to the greatest rewards. As I continued my journey, I kept that lesson in mind. I learned to trust myself and my ideas and to take chances even when I felt afraid. The elevator pitch was just the beginning, and I was excited to see where my career would take me next. In the end, the most important lesson I learned was that taking risks and seizing opportunities are key to personal and professional growth. And now, as I looked out over the bustling office from my new position, I felt grateful for that Monday morning in the elevator and the courage to speak up.